Hi everyone, my name's Anne Marie. It's Friday, so it must be Christmas Friday card making project time. And this project's a little bit different and I think you might like it for just something a bit more unusual. Everything I use I'll put down below in the description box below the video on YouTube. Let me know what you think. Always comment because I love hearing from you, and please give me the thumbs up. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our 7x5 card base. For any new viewers, I'll show you how it looks on our cardometer so you can see the rough scale of it. It's just bigger than the A6 and smaller than the A5. Sits nicely through the scale. It's a good coverage surface, not too big and not too small. So the first thing I'm going to do, as always, I'm just going to make sure it's a good sharp score along the edge. And then we're going to do the inside first. So I know how so many of you like to see the pretty insides. Now this is a really simple card, but it's got some great techniques in it. So it could be, I would say, not so much of a new crafter, maybe a little bit more advanced. So the first thing I've done is I've taken one of the joyful inserts from Anna and I've cut it to fit the actual inside. Rather than use it as a flip insert, I've cut it down so we've got one panel, and I've got double-sided tape on the back of it. So we'll just peel the tape away and I'm going to place this just in the middle of that side, like that. So it says, "May your Christmas be merry and bright." So that's a pretty sentiment for the inside. Now on the front of the card, I'm actually using one of the metallic foil layers, but I've trimmed it for the layer on the front, and the piece that I've trimmed away I'm going to use for the inside. So I'll put the layer back, but I'm going to keep the trimmed section so there's no waste whatsoever. And I've got double-sided tape on the back of it, so I'll just peel away the back and hopefully get this in straight. I've been having nightmares about doing this little bit because I can never see to get things straight, because obviously I'm looking through the camera. No, gone too high. Start at that edge. There we go. Hold your breath while it sits straight. Yes, there we go. So that's a border around the edge for the inside, and it still closes, so that's the plus point. And now just for the centre of the actual sentiment, from the front I'm going to be using one of the metallic layers, and I've saved the centre. I'll show you what I mean when we get to it, but I've cut a square from it and I'm just going to pop the square in the middle. And then I'm using the Harlequin Bows embossing folder. I've used the border and the main folder, but the border is for the centre, and I've just cut one of the bows out and I'm going to pop that just right in the centre of our sentiment, like that. Now, because there's 3 layers and the top one is embossed, it's a little bit thicker than normal, but it still folds flat. Okay, but we haven't got lots and lots of layers on the front for it to not fit in the envelope. So that's our inside complete, and that's really pretty, I think, for a Christmas card. It just looks so different, and you've got lots of the gold in there as well that'll match the front. So now we'll go to the front, and I'm just going to give this a quick score again to make sure that it will sit nicely when it's finished on a mantelpiece. So the base layer is one of the olive green metallic layers, and I've cut the centre out because we're being economical and I use part of the centre for the inside, if you remember, and I don't want to waste anything, so I can use those bits on other projects, but I'm not losing it underneath the layer. So I've got double-sided tape on this. This is flat tape, and I'll just peel the back of that away. So we'll position that on the front of our card, hopefully getting it straight, like that. And then we can go to the metallic foil layer, where we trimmed it to size to fit as a layer, and I've used the the outside extra section for the inside of the card. Now again, this is on flat tape, and this is going to cover up the section that we've cut away to save and to be economical with. So I'm just going to position that over the centre like that. Next, what I've done is I've taken a sheet of Anna's paper, and I'm just going to show you the paper that I've used. It's an old paper from a few years ago. I've taken a section and I've cut it out, and then I've cut out the elements that were actually on the sheet, like so. So I cut out the full strip. Now, using a cutting knife and cutting is going to be one of the techniques and tricks that we're going to look at in January. So if there's anything you'd like to see, please let me know and I'll add it to my list and I'll see what I can do. But I do want to show you how to use a cutting knife and the best ways of going about cutting things like this out. So don't worry if you're new to it or you have problems using a cutting knife. Hang on till January and we'll have one of the techniques and tricks for you. So I've cut out 4 of these. 2 of them are the slightly smaller embellishments, and then 2 of them are with the red centres. So the 2 with the red centres I'm just going to add to the top of my card, and I'm going to use them as corners. So we'll just pop those across the corners like so. There we go. Oops, a little bit of tape hanging out there, not to worry. And then we've got the 2 small bits that we've cut, and we're going to add these just to the bottom, again as a corner, just to give the card a little bit of an extra oomph. So there we go, there's our second corner of the small ones. So we've got the 2 large ones at the top and the 2 small sections at the bottom. Next, what I want to do is I want to show you how I've created the next part. I've used the Harlequin Bows embossing folder from Anna, and I've embossed a piece of gold card. Now I know this is white card, but I wanted to show you it in its full section before I cut it up. So I've embossed it using my machine. I've got a Big Shot, so I put it through on the embossing panel side and used it with the embossing mat. It gives a good raised emboss. Now I've done it in gold and I've cut the section, so I'm showing you in the white, but that's the section that I've cut out. That's why they're in the 2 colours, because I wanted you to see the comparison. So that's the section. I've cut away all the outside to give a kind of triangle shape. The top is flat, don't worry about that, we've got something for that. But you've got the shape of the, well, it's a Christmas tree. So you've got the outer shape of the Christmas tree and the bows in the middle. So that's how I've got that. And we're going to place our tree on the front of the card. Now I've got 3D foam on the back of mine, and it's just the slight 3D foam, it's not the really high ones. So I'll just take the back of it away and we'll pop it on the card like so, and I'm going to position it so it's towards the bottom of the card like that, so it slightly covers the corners and it runs through the centre of the pattern on the base of the card. Next, I've taken one of Anna's 3D embellishment stickers with a sentiment. Now this was actually out of an old card making kit, but I think there's some new embellishments that have been shown across the pond, and we might be lucky here, we might get them, but I'm sure some of your card kits have got something similar in. Now instead of using it as a sticker, I've got 3D foam on the back of it, and I'm just going to pop it at the top of our tree so it sits nicely over that edge like that, and it says Christmas is here. And the last thing for our card is a little red bow, and I'm just going to position this just below the sentiment at the top of the tree, and that is our card finished. It's a quick and easy card and it just looks so pretty, the inside as well as the outside, and with the embossing on the actual gold it just stands out so well. It stands up nicely, not too thick to go into an envelope, and matches perfectly. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this. If you've got anything to say, any comments, please feel free to get in touch. Don't forget to send me your techniques and tricks that you might like to see for January, because we're going to be running 31 days of tricks and techniques, and it's all aimed at things that you want to see, maybe things I've done that you think, how did she do that, if I haven't had time to show you in a video. They're all going to be quick techniques and quick tricks. We're not going to do full cards throughout January with the tricks and techniques, but card making projects will carry on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. So we might sort of try and organise maybe a technique to go with a card we're making, but there will mainly be separate from the projects, showing you just different ways to use maybe different tools or different things that you've got. So look out for that, and any ideas, please get in touch. So thanks for watching, please give me the thumbs up, and I shall see you again next time.